Hey, we on time.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pep Talk Pod. We've been off for a minute. It feels like we've gone forever.
I know.
Yes.
I miss you guys so much.
Welcome back,
yes.
sisters. Welcome back to Pep Talk Pod, a podcast about five sisters, five very opinionated sisters, talking about all things sports and culture. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment on all the things. We are streaming live right now here on YouTube and Facebook. Title of today's show is Viva Las Vegas. But let's go ahead and introduce ourselves or reintroduce ourselves to the audience, starting with our oldest.
Hello, everybody. I am Tracy.
Hello, I'm Crystal.
Hello, I'm Melissa, fabulous daughter number 3.
And I am Sean, your girl Sean. I'm the baby.
Yes. Welcome back. Been a long little hiatus for us, but we are back. We are ready. Football season is over. The Super Bowl LVIII in Las Vegas. Pat Mahomes rallies the Chiefs to their second straight Super Bowl title, winning 22 over the 49ers in just the second overtime game in Super Bowl history. Guys, I mean, I think when I saw Pat Mahomes get the ball back with more than a minute left at the end of the game, I kind of knew what the outcome was going to be. But let's talk about the game. What say you? Did you enjoy it?
I really enjoy the halftime show. I really enjoy the halftime show. I really enjoyed Andra Day. The game, I kind of suffered through it.
Mhm.
Not that I wanted to see Kermit, but I just kind of I pushed through it. So that's all I got to say for now.
It was better than what I expected, actually.
Yeah.
The 49ers played better than what I expected. I didn't expect for them to really play them as well. So it was a good game. If you were rooting for either one of the teams, it was a good game. But I really did not expect for Brock Purdy to do what he did. Kind of disappointed that they didn't hold him for that minute and what it was a minute and 32 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter, I mean, like they have been holding them pretty well throughout the game.
Yes.
Their defense really stepped up. So that was a plus. I mean, I didn't see that coming. So it was a pretty
too
good
much
game.
time on that clock.
Yeah, but they left way too much time on the clock.
That was pretty much a done deal. So I actually attended the game, and I will say for quarters 2, 3, and part of 4, it was very underwhelming. I think the crowd just got frustrated. I will give it to the 49ers that their defense did an amazing job with the stops that they were able. I mean, they pretty much shut them out the entire game. But then in good old Pat Mahomes in Kansas City fashion, they rally together at the last 2 minutes of any game that they're losing in. And I felt like they came off the breaks, but I think that the defense was really tired. It just felt like they were like really exhausted. And they were kind of just trying to push through, like to hold them for that last minute and like 9 seconds. I think it was really that Kansas City got the ball back, and then they were all kind of San Francisco had like 2 timeouts left. And San Francisco took this random timeout that nobody understood. And it's like, why are you giving them a moment to regroup? Make them burn their timeout. Okay, if they're going to use it, or let the time, run off of the clock. Please don't give this guy a whole nother minute and something to do something with. It takes him 30 seconds to score. We've seen it time and time again. This isn't his first Super Bowl. We know they have a lot of Super Bowl experience. But the game was just underwhelming. Nobody was scoring. It took a lot for the fans to really kind of get themselves pumped up. Fortunately for me, because obviously I'm not a Kansas City fan, I was sitting in the 49ers area section. And so they were a lot more pleasant. I will say that the 49ers fans took over Vegas. They took over the stadium, probably because of the proximity. But, I mean, it was Niner Nation the entire week, the entire weekend. But I just felt like the offense, I saw when they kicked that one field goal and they missed it, I was like, oh my gosh, there it goes. Like, what? You just in, and we go back. I know it's a shoulda, coulda, woulda, but if you go back and think about it, you just get that one field goal and there's nothing left for them to do because you've held them from getting into the end zone, so the game is over and you win the Super Bowl. It's just all those little small miscues. And for it to get down to like the last 6 minutes of the game and then really get exciting. I mean, I was like nudging my mom, like, hey girl, we're at the Super Bowl, wake up. Like, what's going on? Like, people were just, I don't mean to just like run on and on, but it was just like the vibe and the energy. People were kind of just trying to like stay up because, I mean, if you think about all that time went by from the first quarter to the fourth and nobody was doing anything. I mean, San Francisco got a field goal, somewhere in like the second or the third quarter, but even that was underwhelming. But it was like, well, finally somebody scored again, and I like a good defensive ball game, but like that true like competitive nature of it, it just I will say fans were going to sleep. I mean, it was like we started having like random conversations, and I'm not even exaggerating. I can only speak for where I sat, but I was like, okay, are we at the Super Bowl here? And I don't know.
Supposedly.
Wow.
Chris, what about you?
I can say that it was a very slow moving game. The first half was very slow. And once it really started picking up, I guess after the fans seen that fabulous Usher at halftime, and the game started moving. But then after the okay, Shayna. But then after then, it was a good game to me. It was better than what I expected. I'm glad it wasn't. It was in one point a repeat from the Falcons and the Patriots game, that OT blowout that the Patriots came back and won. It was one of them, but it wasn't as bad as that one. Because they came back to some points and beat the Falcons. So
yeah, that was a little bit different.
How can you be in the Super Bowl and not know the overtime rules?
Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So the NFL installed the new postseason overtime rules back in March of 2022. Unfortunately, the 49ers had never been in the postseason and had to play an overtime game. So a couple of their players said that they did not know the rules. Shanahan says that he had talked to their plan for overtime with his staff. They were going to take the ball or whatever because they felt like, if both teams match scores on that first opening drive, then the Niners would get the ball to open the portion of OT when the first team to score wins. Basically, that's what he said his strategy was. So if they both score the first drive and then the Niners get the ball again and score, then the game's over. So that was his rationale behind getting the ball first. Now, I don't know. It still doesn't seem like the players knew what was going on because a couple of them came out and said they did not know how the postseason overtime rules work. So it felt like to me that Shanahan was coaching to not lose. And that's always bad strategy. Like I didn't understand his play calling towards the end. I just felt like he was just trying to hang on because he knew that he was facing Pat Mahomes across the field, and Andy Reid. That's what it felt like. He coached very conservatively to me.
Very, very. And for what his defense did in that ball game, it is disheartening to see that they lost. I mean, because that defense put up some big stops. I mean, some big plays. They honestly locked Pat Mahomes down the entire game.
They did. That was the best part to me.
And Kelsey didn't get his second reception until like the third or fourth quarter. And then all of a sudden he ends the game with 6 or 7. It's like, what? Wait a minute. So the defense really did their part. I just don't understand the offensive strategy that he had for the Super Bowl. It's like Brock Purdy has been able to score all season on elite teams, on elite defenses. What was the difference? Because I'm talking about Kelsey because they all get on my nerves. KC does not have an elite defense. Nobody's going to make me believe that. And so why were you struggling to score on them? I mean, they literally weren't even getting, the 3 and outs were sickening. I mean, I probably was like trying to get to Margarita 20 because I'm like, there's no way that you guys can't get into the end zone. Beyond that, let's get across midfield so you can at least get in field goal range. You know what I'm saying? Like that to me just didn't seem like they had a really good offensive strategy. And it was like, this is the biggest stage of the entire season. What are we missing here? Kansas City doesn't have an amazing defense. All the stops that they put up against Kansas City, even the turnovers, you got down there and didn't do anything. You know, nothing with the opportunities. And I mean, it was just, one end of the ball, you feel like, dang, 49ers really brought it because their defense was shutting KC out. But then they get on offense, he's like, okay, so y'all doing the same. I don't understand what's going on.
That's how we was at home too.
Yeah, I can imagine because you guys definitely got to hear and see all the conversation, right? But it's just, I was just so confused. And then one of the other things I wanted to say was that when the Niners got the ball, I didn't see Brock Purdy. I didn't see them go to any of their weapons at all. I mean, I know there was this moment where Debo was out of the game, and so we knew his field presence wasn't really going to be there. He was questionable return. All of a sudden, he like reappears in the game. Amazing, right? But I didn't see Brock use his arm. I didn't even see him try and use his legs. I mean, it was just like, how did you get away from your game plan that like brought you past these undefeated teams? I just didn't see it. I didn't see it. And it was just very underwhelming. I mean, it was more exciting in the end, right? I almost had a heart attack. Those last, 2 minutes of the game. Then they went into overtime. It was like, oh God, reset the heart. Now I'm gonna have another one, right? But then the 30, 40 minutes before that of game time, outside of Super Bowl, the halftime, which we'll talk about later. But it was just like, what's going on here?
Well, Chris, you mentioned it being reminiscent of that Falcons Patriots Super Bowl. Of course, we know that the Falcons offensive coordinator for that game was who else but Kyle Shanahan. So I mean, that's what it felt like. Like you said, it really was reminiscent of that because I just felt like he was just trying to hang on. It's like he didn't know what to do once they had the game in hand. But what do you say, Chris? What do you guys say? Melissa?
Well, the other issue I kept noticing about the 49ers is they had so many injuries. Yes. They had more injuries in the first half than anything. And then it really scared me. So did we know what happened to the little fella that fell trying to go in after the kickoff? Did he mess up his Achilles or what was his injury?
That's what it looked like. It looked like he kind of snapped that Achilles.
Are we talking about Dre Greenlaw?
Yeah.
Yes,
I think
he was
so.
celebrating on the side, getting ready to go in, and all of a sudden he just fell down.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, so Dre Greenlaw, losing him, they lost him early in the game. It was an Achilles injury. So yeah, that hurt. But like Sean said, though, their defense, Chase, Bosa, like they had Mahomes under pressure. They sacked him how many times during that game? Even with Dre, they still held up. They didn't have an offensive plan.
They didn't. That's what it comes down to. And I hate to say it, but you're not going to be, first of all, you're not going to have the Super Bowl track history that you have and be back with my team again next year. You got to find a new job. You obviously don't know how to rise to the occasion on them big stages like that. That's just my personal opinion, because that for the effort that they put into that game and the way that defense was able to lock Kansas City, which we know is a very powerful and dangerous offense, for them to be able to lock them down for literally the entire game, and then you come out and this is the only game plan you have, and you can't say the game with a field goal. You can't even get these boys in field goal range. I mean, it just was. There's no way you could return. You can't return my staff next year.
Well, it was a good game. I'm sorry.
Say that again.
No, go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
It was a good game when you have Kelsey going to Debo and Reed on the sideline. So you know that they were stopping his run every time you turn around.
Yeah, that was crazy.
He was not getting open or getting loose the way he used to.
Not.
So they was controlling.
Defense wasn't playing.
That was it.
I tell you, defense was in control of the game. So to me, Kyle Shanahan did not take control of that. He did not accept the fact that the game was actually handed to him. He did not want it.
He didn't rise to the occasion. It was almost like he definitely did not study enough for the Super Bowl. That was why I asked the original question: who don't know that? Who don't know the rules? Why your team don't know the rules? Your entire team needs to know the rules. And I knew in overtime when he kicked that field goal, I told him, I said, "Oh, it's over," because of the fact you didn't even, you've been picking up your first downs. When he when he was going for his 4-2 and 4-4, he picked them up. So you're in overtime. This is the Super Bowl, boo. Like, go for it.
The time is over.
Yes.
This is all you have left.
This is all you have.
You got to do something.
And you should know from experience and looking at past experience with KC that you cannot win no game with no field goal.
Field goal. No.
That's right.
That is unless you got the ball last. So
I was like, it's 4th and 3. Why are we punting the ball, dude?
Yeah.
Go for it. What's wrong? He only went for the 4th down like one time, I think, from my remembrance, me watching the game. But in the second half, I was like, so we ain't gonna go for this? We finna punt the ball?
But he got it though. When he went for it, he did. He got
the first time. The first time when he went for it. Yeah, but the second time, he ain't do it.
They played too scared, too conservative, and they gave him too much time with that ball left. And another thing too, first of all, the drive in overtime down the field was crazy. Like y'all were right there. What was the reason that you settled for that? Go. This is literally all the official regulations. Regular time has expired. You now have to rise to the occasion and close the game out. Like, just go for it. I didn't understand that, and it's like
I would rather go for it and not get it than kick that field goal.
Kick the field goal.
Give him an opportunity. Just give him a wide open field to go down there and score. We know he's gonna do it. He's been doing it for the last how many years? He does it week in and week out. Every week we look at this team this whole season and say, "There's no way Kansas City is not the same team." Definitely sick of him. We've been like, okay, it's no way. We haven't seen this team really rise to the occasion, but week in and week out, they finding a way to win. He did not know how to find a way to win. I'm just a regular old sports fan, and I know the overtime rules for the NFL. I don't understand how you don't understand that or haven't translated that to your players. I just think that was just poor playing, and it really disgusted me because I'm over big crybaby.
Well, I agree.
Speaking of Kermit, sorry, I mean Patrick. 28 years old.
Right?
He is just the 4th starting quarterback to win 3 Super Bowls. He is joining now Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Terry Bradshaw, and Troy Aikman. These are the greats, right? This is like upper echelon type quarterbacks. It's Pat Mahomes. I mean, he's only 28, guys. He got at least 10 more seasons. The way these guys are going, he may have 12. Is he going to be in the conversation for GOAT?
I agree. I think we all don't. He's not one of our favorites, but you cannot deny that. Unfortunately, just being honest, he's not somebody that I would want to watch ever, but you can't deny it. You cannot deny it. his talent is just pure. I mean, like
Yeah.
he ice on the field, and like it's nothing that we don't like him because of that. You know, he get to scrambling back there, boy. It's like he is doing tap dancing, and you can't get it. You know,
Can't do
can't
nothing with
nobody.
him.
Yeah, you can't stick with him. So it's like, hey, I don't like the guy, but he's on that. He's on the road to be greatness. He's gonna be, yeah, a couple of more.
I will, as much as I dislike him, I won't say he's on the road. He is a great quarterback. He's already a great quarterback. He has overcome some insurmountable odds over just this season alone. I will say I don't care for him. I was disgusted when he beat the Eagles last season. I'm even more disgusted that he beat the Niners this year. But is he a great quarterback? Yes. Will he go down in history as one of the greatest? Absolutely.
Yeah,
I don't think
absolutely.
you can deny that talent. And I personally feel like a lot of the wins have been off fluke, but great is what he is. You just,
I mean, the guy, as much as I'm not a hater, so I ain't gonna be a hater today. I ain't gonna start today. But he really does. I mean, again, I think, and we all said it when he got that ball back with 1:09, we were like, "Oh shoot, this is he about to go back." Like, because you just know that he is going to
cleaning up the kitchen. It wasn't looking at it no more. It was like, oh, it's over.
It's over. Yeah. And I just wanted to correct you, Shane. I think you said someone named Tom Brady. His name Tom Brady.
Sorry, Tom Brady. Tom Brady.
According to Pep, it's Tom Brady. I was having to think about who you was talking about.
I know it. She gonna say it all proper.
All proper. Tom Brady. No, baby, it's Tom Brady.
Tom.
Well, moving on from Tom Brady and Kermit. Let's talk about the performances, the entertainment. We were in Las Vegas. This is our first Super Bowl in Las Vegas. So I'm thinking Las Vegas is gonna put on a show. Did Las Vegas put on a show with their music talent?
Yes, they did good.
Hey, like they say back in the day, 3 snaps in a circle, honey. He did that.
Yes. Amazing show.
And that was nice. Yes.
So I can't say from the first performance up until Usher, it was actually good. All the performance was actually good to me.
So speaking of the performances, you had Andrew Day singing "Lift Every Voice and Sing." Yes. Post Malone sang "America the Beautiful," which was a different side of Post Malone than what we normally do. Yeah. And Reba came through with one of the fastest national anthems ever because Homegirl was looking through it. Wasn't no runs, wasn't nothing. She just
she said, "Keep it I got to get through this thing right here."
Yeah.
You gotta be done with this right here. It's done. Let's go play ball.
Let's play ball. Let's play ball, folks. So cute.
You are laughing and you joking, but that's exactly what she said too. She's like, "Shayna, where do you need me to be, Shayna? You just tell me where you need me to be." I was like, "Okay, Miss Reba."
This is where you need to be. Because guess you going right on out there, baby. Hit that note. Done.
I'm gonna get out here and get her done.
Play ball.
You can just hear her saying, "I'm gonna get her done."
But she left the music a little bit, didn't she? At the end, did she?
Listen, Reba said, "Listen, this is the national anthem. We done."
And ain't no sense about getting out here running up and down.
All beautiful. Everybody got time for all them rips and runs and everything. They played. Wow, the people came for the Super Bowl. Usher is going to give us the show in just a minute. I'm sure she wanted to be there for that as well. Come on, Usher.
Yeah. Come on, boys. Let's get it done. You know that.
So, what do we think about Usher? Usher brought out a number of guests, some that people weren't expecting. Some people expected Justin Bieber to be out there because he was in the audience, but he brought out Alicia Keys, he brought out her, he brought out Jermaine Dupri, Lil Jon, and then of course Christopher Ludacris Bridges. What did you guys think of the show? What did we think of the arrangement? You know, he does the roller skate thing,
baby.
A-Town.
The show was great.
Yeah.
He said he brought the A to the world.
I felt like I was in Atlanta for a minute. I was like, okay, take me out of my misery because this game has gotten boring. Okay, here we are. And I just so happened to have on an Usher sweater, and it was probably like 15 pounds. The sweater was extremely heavy, right? I sweated out all my edges. Can't y'all see that? That was the game right there. That was it.
I think Usher did a phenomenal job.
Usher
It was
nailed
like
it.
everything was just so precise.
Yeah.
The red dress that Alicia Keys had on was life. She was so
Beautiful.
pretty. And then her came out and what?
So you mentioned Alicia. I got to throw it out there because everybody, you know, Alicia, there's some controversy, right? That Alicia's voice is, you know, the first notes I will say,
it was horrible.
She cracked.
it came out a little rough. Came out a little rough.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if you go look for it on YouTube, it's not there anymore.
It's not there. If you go to it on Apple Music, baby, it's not there. You know, I watched that thing the following day. I said, let me look at this 13-minute show again. Because what are these people talking about? Alicia hit that.
No, you
Maybe
hit
it was
live.
how
So was it the mic that she was it the mic or was it the lag in the music that made it
It
sound
was
like
the vocal box. Did I say that good? It was the
was
vocal
you
box.
It's not the vocal box. I don't know
The
what.
vocal box from which it came. The box from
But
which
when
it
you
came.
go back and listen to it, darling, that note came out right.
That I don't know what you heard, sis, and I love you. I sure do, and I
But
know you always so
I
kind, and
heard
you
the
trying to give people the benefit
original.
of the doubt. But and maybe what you heard, they got it and cleaned it up, baby. That
They
note
did.
didn't come out right. The moment she started singing, I said, "Whoa, what's going on here?"
How she hit it? So,
And then he had to lower his register to harmonize with her because obviously she started in the wrong key. And that was just a very off-putting because I said, okay, Usher singing baritone, where are we going with this? What's happening? But he cleaned it up really well. He dressed it up really well for people that really don't pay attention to musical notes, you know, in that manner. But that first note she let out, I was like, okay, what was the reason for her?
watching it live.
Now, her dress was
yes,
beautiful.
she
That's what
did.
I didn't say nothing about her vocal.
I know.
Okay, so you
said her
sound like
dress
the
was
lady that say
beautiful.
beautiful gown.
It was beautiful.
Beautiful gowns.
Aretha.
Hey, that piano was
Okay,
fabulous. That
And the
piano I
was,
need in my
yes,
house.
it was fire.
It was beautiful. Yeah.
What? Yes,
That
it was.
piano was on it
Fire.
for real. But
It
I
was
must say,
beautiful.
I knew that Jermaine, Ludacris, and Lil Jon was gonna be there. I already knew that.
Oh, okay.
But her came out there remind me so much of
Hold up.
Prince.
I love
She sounded so good.
it. She sounded
The
so
girl
good.
is bad.
So refreshing,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, it's refreshing to see.
So
she
refreshing.
is bad.
I was so
I
like
did a
gone when
phenomenal
she started
job.
singing. I didn't even get to record her. By the time I got my camera up, it was over with because I was like gone. Like, oh, who is that? What's going on? Because I just didn't, you just didn't expect. But so beautiful. Her voice is just so like melodic. You kind of just listen to it,
Yes,
all day.
She do have.
And I will say, Jermaine Dupri in the church girl stocks for Easter Sunday, that was a little off-putting for me, but I'm here
You're
for
not
it.
gonna talk about
Yes.
his LVs. He said them was his LVs, and they was
Don't tell they
$600.
was Dolce and Gabbana, honey. They threw
He
me off, but I'm here
loved his
for it.
LVs.
Whatever he liked. Whatever he liked, I'm here for it. I think the whole little fit was cool, but
Wait a minute.
I didn't expect
You
church
should've-
socks. I didn't.
You should have heard them talking about on the radio here in Atlanta this morning. I swear that was the funniest thing. Listen to Tigger say that he looked like one of the little pilgrims with them socks on. So I heard the
like
pilgrim,
Frankie.
and yes.
Look at Missy Finger.
Yeah,
What's
it's
up,
up. It's up. It's up.
What's up?
You say he had on LVs because when I was growing up as a little girl, we called them Bobby socks.
He's saying
You
the
go and
name
look on
brand
his
was Louis
Instagram, he
Vuitton.
took a picture of the sock and he posted socks with what you seen on at the halftime show, and they are actually LVs. They are $600 freaking socks.
No,
Tigger
no,
said,
no,
"Ain't
no,
way
no,
I'm
no,
gonna wear no
no, no,
$600 socks, and I'm looking like a little girl on stage."
No. Tell Jermaine to stop telling that story. He went and bought that LV ribbon and put it on them Bobby socks.
It wasn't no ribbon on the sock. It wasn't a ribbon on the sock. The sock didn't have a ribbon on it.
It had a ruffle.
You didn't see that
We
ruffle
just had
on that
ruffle.
sock?
It didn't have a ruffle. It didn't have no socks. Did not have a ruffle on it. Now you can ask the Usher team lead. Did them socks have ruffles on the Usher team lead?
No.
Thank you. See that?
Yeah, they were just crunchy.
It's just the way the sock looks.
He should never do that again. Don't do that
Well,
again.
Tracy, real quick before you go in, for our live viewers, make sure you leave a comment, ask the question, leave your thoughts on what we're talking about. But Tracy, go ahead with what you were saying.
I was so upset with his stylist. Like I know that the style. I know they looked at him before before the Sunday, this halftime show, and then they said, "This is fire." Like no, like
your Easter
I want
suit
you to look like this, and he seen himself, and it's like back those shorts he had on, like he's trying to bring back the big baggy shorts from the 90s. Remember they was wearing the big jabots in the colorful. Like I was so upset with the stylist. I couldn't get past.
Tracy, it reminded me of, y'all remember Weber's that used to be in downtown Mobile, where you used to get all your Easter outfits, your dresses, the little boy.
You're going too far.
Y'all remember when the salt commercial first used to come out, and that little kid came out with the salt commercial and the umbrella?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they used to
Well, it looked like Spanky, because when I was a little kid, I was like, look at Spanky got the salt commercial, but it wasn't Spanky from the Little Rouse. It wasn't.
Well, I'm gonna defend Jermaine on this one because the outfit was a Pharrell outfit that if you go and look at Pharrell when they
you trying to fix it, baby. Don't fix it. You're making it even worse. Stop putting Pharrell in it. Just let us blame the stylist.
I'm not. I'm gonna defend Jermaine. Now, I don't like his fact that I don't like he shaved his whole face. He really looked like a little boy when he shaved his whole face.
Spanky. Anyway. He looked like a black Spanky.
He was wearing a Pharrell original from his new design from LV. The whole outfit.
The whole Pharrell in there.
It's from Pharrell Live.
Crystal. Yeah. I understand that it's a Pharrell Live from LV. We seen Dion boys in the show. They were fly. They did not look like they had on they.
You got to understand the man on the 4'11". He 4'11". Everything on those guys, he's only 4'11". So it's gonna look.
He's short. That outfit wouldn't. They shouldn't even did that.
That's not for him.
That was not for him.
You know how people say everybody don't need to wear tights right here. He don't need to wear the pilgrim outfit.
Okay. Well, just to close out Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas, Jermaine Dupri is actually 5'3". Just a point of clarification, because he will let you know that he's 1 inch taller than Kevin Hart. He is 5'3".
He's a little taller than you, Tracy.
I'm so outdone. They compare inches though.
He likes to hold that over Kev's head. But I would say overall, for a first Super Bowl in Las Vegas, it was very enjoyable. It had a lot of Las Vegas flair. And then next season, Super Bowl 59 will be in New Orleans. So it's going to be a family affair. Okay. All right, let's close it out. Let's move on to a quick topic change. How about Nebraska stunning number 2 Iowa as Caitlin Clark continues to chase that single season scoring record? Melissa, you were cheering. Were you happy to see Caitlin and Iowa lose?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Look like the bobblehead dog. Yes.
Pretty much. We were.
so excited. Listen, I was watching South Carolina, of course, put a whooping on whoever they was playing, but of course, they still, you can't even watch the girls basketball game without them talking about Caitlin Clark.
That's what I've been
South
telling
Carolina.
y'all.
I ain't got time to hear about Iowa. But if you want to talk about it, okay, she losing. Oh, and y'all keep saying she got to get 39 points before she is past it. I was like, Nebraska said, not on my watch, not today.
Not today.
Not today. We won't do it.
Not today.
On Nebraska.
Well, she's still
not
she's
even ranked. That's
They're not
another
even
thing.
ranked.
Nebraska
And
not
finna come
ranked.
out and beat Ohio State. Play with it.
Well,
Well,
she already know. She don't have any help on the team. It's just her. So.
And
It
that's
was
the thing.
impressive.
Her team. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, it was
Go ahead.
impressive that Nebraska basically held her to 0 points in the fourth quarter. I thought their defensive, like they had a game plan for Caitlin. They definitely stuck to it. So kudos to them. But Crystal, what were you saying?
They keep feeding. They act like they don't have no other shooters on our team but Caitlin. Caitlin look like she's scoring 60 to 70 points every freaking game, and it's ridiculous. They want her to get the title of most points, but your rest of your team ain't helping you out. So Nebraska and I will prefer they lose their next 3-4 games. But I think they got a game at home against some unranked team again. So that probably when she's gonna get her title that she's looking for.
And she's only 8 points.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's only 8 points away.
Yeah, she's gonna get it. And one of the things I've been saying this all season, I know I probably sounded like a Caitlin hater. I'm not. I'm disgusted by the coverage in which she is receiving when you have so many other girls. I've been saying this for 3-4 weeks now. So many other girls that are getting out there playing so dominant against real competition, against with teams that have more than just her as a star. You got these girls that's coming out putting up 20 and 30 points, and then they got other girls on their team, passing 20 points a game too.
That's
them.
right.
So it's just like, okay, you can score 15,000 points in a season when you're the only person on your team scoring. Yeah, but that doesn't make you MVP of women's basketball this year. It didn't make that last year either. Nope. And so that's what I said when we were watching the game against LSU and South Carolina. We kept on getting back to these Caitlin Clark commercials and all this information about her stats that we did not need. Nobody asked for, that she wouldn't be able to stand 20 minutes in a game against South Carolina and LSU right now. They play far too dominant, and she's the only threat on her team. I've been saying this since the start of the season. What is the reason that we keep on seeing her in commercials? What is the reason that they keep on trying to big this girl up and talk her up when we're watching these other teams play true competition and their whole team is having to put together a win? Why are these other girls not in this conversation? Is what I don't understand.
I agree. It is not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair to her teammates, though. It's like, you got a team full of girls, and the only thing they know is just to feed her the ball.
Pass the ball to you.
Yeah, feed her the ball the whole game. And she's throwing up threes from half court. Look, from the sideline half court. Like, girl.
And you got players that are freshmen coming off the bench in South Carolina that's putting up night in and night out. And those girls can get no burn in these conversations. No burn. Because not only are they dominant players for their team, but for the actual league. I mean, you got to think about it. For you to come off of the bench in South Carolina, you done came past 4 or 5 other killers. You know what I'm saying? Let's truth be told. South Carolina got some shooters on their team. LSU got some shooters on their team. I'm not even trying to make it a black and white thing. I'm just trying to understand.
It is though. It's PWB.
A logic around this conversation. Like, what is it that we're missing? Am I missing something?
No, ma'am.
I felt like last year, after they realized that they had played Angel out of the title, that they would get some know about themselves, like get some understanding. They didn't. They came right back at it this season and doing the same thing.
Doing the same exact
thing. They still playing in these women's face.
Yeah, and I don't understand how they're number 2. Like, what is their record? And that's not fair.
They're 4, but they ain't playing nobody.
Yeah, they ain't playing nobody either though.
I just said they ain't playing nobody.
I mean,
So
but the
there-
nobody ain't playing. They still losing to them. But go ahead.
So they're the rest of their schedule looks like this because guys, we are in the midway part of February, so we know what comes next.
March Madness.
March Madness.
March Madness. So
My
the
favorite
rest of
time.
their record looks like this. They got Michigan at home. They're playing at number 14, Indiana. Then they got Illinois at home, Minnesota at home, and they close out the season at home versus Ohio State.
And that's gonna be they're gonna lose 3 out of the last 5.
That part.
Who are they gonna lose to, Chris?
They're gonna lose to Ohio. Excuse me. I'm sorry. They're gonna lose to Michigan. They're gonna lose to Ohio State, and Minnesota gonna put something on them.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. All right. Well, today is Fat Tuesday, so happy Mardi Gras to everyone who celebrates. I know we got on a little late tonight because somebody was still at the boom boom leaving the parades. I ain't gonna say no name. Tracy.
Don't say no name.
Did you catch us a moon pie?
And then they were throwing the boxes of moon pies, and I was like this.
Oh, you ain't got too old. You need to stay at home. You scared. You scared to catch a moon
No.
pie. You ain't. You need to stay home. You out there getting on somebody's nerves. Somebody could have had them banana moon pies. I know you ain't got none, did you?
Please.
No.
I need some banana moon pies because I love to put me a banana moon pie in the microwave. Oh, Lord. Okay, anyway, that sounds like diabetes. Thank you.
On a plate. You're on a plate.
2 of them at a time. 10 seconds. Make sure that when the marshmallow hit your tongue, it gets
Baby,
crispy.
we went to Black Monday yesterday, me and KJ, and he got a big tall bag full of treats. So today I wasn't trying to do none of that. Like, no. And I'm sending all those treats to his house. There's no.
Okay. FaceTime me so I can see what all he got in there.
So you can start claiming yours.
I can claim a few snacks when I get back home.
Oh, let me tell you about
He don't
this.
need
Oh,
all
I
that.
have to send y'all a picture of him because he's at the Mardi Gras sitting in the chair with his legs crossed, uninterested at all. Yes.
Oh, you should brought that old man home. Why you left him? You should brought him home.
So, he would have been okay outside in the yard playing soccer.
Lord.
Truth be told, he already got what he wanted yesterday. Why y'all got him out here all day today? That's what he thinking.
No, he didn't go today. He didn't go today. He stayed with Papa today.
Oh, okay.
Because he said, I said, you got to go. You want to go to the Mardi Gras? He said, I do not. I can stay with Papa.
And kick that soccer ball all day long.
Okay.
What are these kids? I do not understand these kids. We could not wait to go to Fat Tuesday. I don't understand these children. I don't.
They used to get mad when they tell us we weren't staying for the last one. We was crying.
We have come this far. What you mean we not staying? Why we got
right? And the teenagers, they still walking. I'm like, you ain't gonna catch nothing. You ain't gonna stop to catch nothing.
Nothing.
I don't get it.
You gotta show off the outfit.
So you
got to know that at that point at Fat Tuesday, it's about the outfit. Okay. You gotta show off the outfit. You have worked too hard piecing that fit together. That it's no time to go home right now. Okay. We don't have school tomorrow, no way. It's not a time to go home. Let me go.
They don't have school the rest of the week.
Exactly. You get the whole week off. It doesn't make it like Fat Tuesday was like one of the biggest days of the year for us. Are you kidding? We would be out there before the sun came up and literally until there were no grades.
Well, the sad part, we had to go to school the next day. We won out.
No, we had Wednesday off.
They are now.
Nope, we didn't.
We had Wednesday off.
Yeah, we had Wednesday.
Y'all had Wednesdays off.
We did.
These children now, they have a whole week.
Yeah, they doing winter breaks now during Fat Tuesday.
They need to just say Mardi Gras week.
Yeah,
winter break.
Well, honestly, I think that the city of Mobile should shut down. I don't think no one should be made to go to work because they know every year Mardi Gras is especially the last 3 days. Yeah. If not Wednesday, at least Monday, Tuesday, because the parents need to be off with their kids. they're not going to go to work, you know, and you have such a small crew trying to handle your business, and it never doesn't get done correctly, honestly, if you want to be honest. But they don't listen. I'm talking about, and it was packed. Just
Oh
from
my
the people
God.
from out of town, and it was
that's
really
so
nice.
true.
It wasn't hot, it wasn't cold, it was pleasant, so it was nice.
Nice. Yeah, we
Yeah,
used to wake up and eat breakfast there at what, like
right.
5 or 6 in the morning. Then you come back to the van to eat the lunch,
Yeah,
come back to the site to eat the midday lunch,
right.
warm up what you had for lunch. Then,
And then
it's
running
okay
all the way across town to Broad Street to
to
catch the Black
Broad
Coast
Street.
Parade.
Yeah, you had to go to the other end to catch, and that was the only time we could go down there to Broad was for the Black Folks Parade. And you made sure you got on back over there by the Mobile
Well,
Press
y'all,
Rest.
the black folk. I hate to say the
The
black folk
MAGA,
It's,
and
yeah,
parade.
it's not the black. It's the magma.
The
Magna.
the Magna parade. It comes down. It comes down government now.
Oh
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so we
It
don't have
it
to
takes
move
the
out the
same
spot.
route. You don't have to move.
because they
What?
literally used to make us. We used to have to move to attend.
Yeah,
And
and you have
like
to go
that was
get there
crazy.
fast. Yeah,
Not
Yeah.
anymore.
Because we were all hyped for the Magma Parade, and
Correct.
like that was the one we wanted to see because that was when they was really getting down, right? Because
yeah.
all the other mystic societies in Mobile are all white, right? Like, I mean, we can just say what it is.
That's true.
And so that parade at 3:00, that's the one we were all waiting on all day. And you would have to literally go to a different part of town to go catch that parade,
Yeah.
which was
Oh
absolutely
yeah.
insane.
So
That's
now
good.
they have the Conde Explorers, I
From the
think.
Explorers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are mixed. They are mixed.
Mixed in.
Mixed.
Oh, the
organization.
Conde Explorers are a mixed society now.
Yeah, they are black and white.
Oh.
Okay.
Progression.
Hey,
Wow.
Mobile moving up. It
A
may
little
be
bit.
in
It's
the
a tad,
second
but
century.
hey,
Yeah, it's just tiny steps.
Unfortunately-
Tiny step. We'll
unfortunately,
take them.
you still
take the
can't
tiny
go to
step.
them polka dots balls and whoever
Yeah.
else them other people is. You can't go in there unless you serving and cleaning.
Oh,
Oh, why
My,
would you
my.
want to go there? This is not the plantation, but I do have a point to make. Until I got to A&M and I actually had a reason to, I didn't understand the world that was happening on Broad Street compared to Mobile Press Restaurant. I got to A&M and I met some of my friends down there. I said, wait a minute. This what y'all do during Fat Tuesday? God, this another kind of Fat Tuesday happening over here.
So
yeah.
it's like two
Conservative
different
Tuesday.
worlds.
It's two
Yeah, the
different
front
worlds.
from the front house
From the
till
front to the
where
back.
we're at in front of the
Yeah.
the government plaza.
Government Plaza.
I didn't know what to do with myself. I said, wait, y'all be down here doing this? Wow.
Was you living though? Was you living when you got there?
I was living, honey.
Yes.
I had been tapped into a whole nother universe down there.
Yes.
I said, wait, this what y'all been doing?
And you done lived there your whole entire life. That's a darn shame.
Oh,
So,
my girl.
I
We was
always
doing
say
some
that Dad always kept us sheltered because
Yeah.
he never showed us that part on purpose.
Never.
And I still have to correct him on a lot of stuff because he, in his mind, is how they grew up. No, we're gonna
Yeah.
stay over here because this part is safer. I
It's
said, no,
safer.
sir,
Mhm.
it's not. And
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
you let them people tell you that all your entire life and it's not anymore safe.
And I'm going to tell you to add on to what you're saying, Tracy. That's it, and not even safe. It's the microaggressions that we experience. Because if you think back now, every year we've had to fight someone of a different hue at Mardi Gras for pushing kids out the way, for catching and snatching stuff over the little kids, for taking people's spot on the fence. You think about those small microaggressions, and you think, were y'all really doing us any justice by keeping us sheltered on this end? I
No.
enjoyed Mardi Gras. I loved it because I didn't know any different. I didn't know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying now that I have
Now
experienced
that you're older. Yeah.
alternate side of what happens, down on the more diverse areas of Mardi Gras, I was like, wait a minute. What? Everybody got fish fry. You got some liver.
And we don't like each other, baby. Because let me tell you, when we get together, it's like a big family. And they were like, "Oh, you want that balsa moon pie? I give you your balsa moon pie." Like I remember, y'all.
Y'all want something to eat?
I was 5 years old at the Mardi Gras, and my mom and everybody was there. And I'm 5. I'm like, just imagine Nori going out, and she finna pick up a moon pie and somebody smashed her hand, just
Stepped
stumped
on
in
it.
her hand for a moon pie.
Yeah.
Not a box of moon pies, one moon pie. And that lady got sucker punched.
Oh.
So that apparently that must have been the same lady that got punched into next week who stepped on mom's hand over a rubber egg.
Yeah. Over the rubber egg.
A rubber egg stepped on mama's hand, and mama reared back and knocked her into next week too.
Yeah. My mama was hitting that lady, and I was standing there like, you know, I don't know what to do. Because it was just
so crazy.
one moon pie, baby. It wasn't a box of moon pies. It was like the hatefulness that we endured with a certain group. And then we up here because we listened to dad and said, no, them people over there, they might be shooting. Don't let your folks tell you that tale.
It's a lie. Tracy, we got a video from five or 6 years ago at Mardi Gras. We was at somebody random setup. They had a DJ. We had our Yeti cup, turned up dancing. I don't know who them people were.
We was like family. Hey, you want to play?
You want some drink? Oh, what y'all got? We literally was dancing to these folk DJ in their whole cookout. I don't even know who these people were, but it just was a night and day. And man, to open your eyes to something different than what you see. And you think about every year we had the Mardi Gras, Uncle Fred and Dad and them got into it with somebody in traffic. They almost flattened somebody's tires, bust a window. I mean, we're talking about all these microaggressions that we experience. Think about those van rides now at Mardi Gras.
Yep.
Wow.
They were insane. So night and day, I would encourage my sisters that have not experienced the other side. You better get them down there on their press rest, honey, and go sit with your auntie and day them, honey. They is having fun. Okay.
They having fun.
Big fun. They having big fun too.
Big fun.
Yeah. Okay, Claire Huxtable, big fun. On that note, we want to thank everybody for joining us for this special Pep Talk Live, episode 6. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all the things, and we will see you next week. But until then, we're going to put you to sleep. Good night.
Put them to sleep.